Hi everyone. I'm glad to welcome you on our live webinar, which will be about comparing the competitor's price and how we can help to analyze this data to understand the impact of competitor's price on the website performance. So we are organizing this webinar together with our partners Competera. So this is the joint webinar of Competera and OWOX BI. And the topic, as I said, will be price intelligence and web analytics for better conversion rate. So I will switch now to the presentation. Just give me a second. So I will switch now to the presentation. So who do we have online today? I would like to welcome Nick Tikhomirov, who is a client development manager at Competera. Nick, say hi.
Hi everyone.
And my name is Andrey. I'm responsible for analytics and BI at OWOX. So just a few words about our companies before we start. OWOX specializes on implementing Google Analytics for e-commerce projects, and currently there are more than 2 million transactions that are generated every week on our clients' projects. We also develop unique services based on Google Cloud Platform, and we are trusted in more than 6,000 projects, and services work 100% in GCP. And we are not an agency. We don't sell any ads. We don't manage marketing budgets. Our main goal is to provide data and help our customers make right decisions. And here are some of our clients. Yeah, and Nick will tell a few words about Competera.
Yeah, hi everyone again. My name is Nick. I am a client development manager from Competera, and Competera is a solution for online retailers to deliver a valid competitive pricing. There are 35 of us united by a mission to bring optimal prices to online retailer storefront through valid competitive pricing, historical analytics, and rule-based pricing. I'm pretty sure that many of our listeners have already planned their goals and budgets for this year. And it is February right now. We're lacking on vitamins and sunshine. So I really hope that we will be able to fill in this void with some insights that we are going to share with you today. And last thing before we start is everyone who's listening us today will receive a follow-up to their email addresses, and you will find a link in there. And first 3 guys who are going to follow this link and sign up, they will have the opportunity to have a 30-day free trial with Competera. So don't miss it. Andrey?
Yes, thanks. So let's start from what questions can actually be reasoned about the competitor's price, and why is it so important by several departments. So the agency would ask the question, why has the CPA for example, category of smartphones increased? Because of course, there could be many reasons why it happened, but one of them is the probably prices of this particular website could be out of the market. That's why, despite all the efforts to increase sales and to attract relevant traffic, the purchase could not happen. And for example, email marketer could ask the question, what particular products should he choose for promotional mailing? Because he doesn't know what are the goals. Do we want to sell the product with the highest margin, or do we want to fill the promotional email with the lowest price product possible? and what are the top sellers products that will be best for this promotion email. The marketer could ask the question, so why our sales fell, or vice versa, why sales increased? And one of the reasons could be, again, that we set wrong or like wrongly high prices, or instead, like we could get much more in revenue, like by buying the products that have much lower prices than the market, but we will not earn anything on this. So the gross margins will be zero or below zero. And there are also category managers whose main task is to fulfill the revenue plan of the particular category, set correct prices, and they want to ask you the question, what price to set, so to execute their sales plan. So all these questions could be answered, but you need to make a lot of efforts to really understand what the correct price is. And we will show you how this could be done with the Competera service and with our analytics. So today we'll cover the following topics. So what is the pricing task, and what is the real influence of the wrong or right price? Then how does the collection process look like, and how do we combine data from several sources in one place? So how does all these mechanisms work? Then we'll show you some useful reports and graphs which we received working with several clients, and how the difference with the price of competitors influence on the conversion rate, on sales by campaign, by category, and on other KPIs. So let's start from the pricing task, and I pass the word to Nick.
Thanks, Andrey. Okay, what's the core role of pricing of a online retailer? It is quite simple. It should be attractive both for our customers, so that they're going to make a purchasing decision on our store home, and it should also make the most profit for us when we're selling our products. And here are some recent findings from PricewaterhouseCoopers report that we have in here. The link is available in the presentation that is shared with you. So if you're interested in more details, you can go and follow it after our webinar. And according to this report, just a little bit of a background, 2,000 customers were quizzed what was a key driver for their last online purchase from a certain online store. And 60% told that the price was optimal, that the retailer had a good price, and that was the core reason why they made this decision. And it is important to note that the price was not cheap, it was optimal. And then brand loyalty and the stock availability scored by 13-something%. So basically, in order to be an attractive retailer for your customers and to achieve better sales performance, you need to balance on optimal prices, having an eye on your stock availability. And this is basically the ground for an effective pricing. Okay, Andrey. Next slide. What is the influence of the pricing? Okay. The first thing is pricing image. Pricing image of your online store for the customers who are purchasing your products. And this is the pricing image across the market. The way how customers treat your store in terms of price and attractiveness. Very important to consider it, since no one wants to be a bad guy of pricing. many people know you, but only few of them buy from you. Next thing is revenue, turnover, and gross margin. And the third one is basically what your category managers have to maintain an optimal price and threshold capacity in order to hit the KPI on the sold items. Pricing strategy KPIs fulfillment. Andrey will tell you more on how we can consolidate this data.
Yeah, so basically we need to combine 3 types of data in one place. First, we need to collect all the customer activities on the website. What is the traffic source that led the user to the website? What is the session length? Like what was he doing on the website? Like what products he clicked? What purchases he made? What pages he visited, and etc. So everything possible that we can collect about his online behavior. Then we need to collect competitor prices. And the important thing is that we need to do it in real time, because we need to know exactly what was the price on the competitor's website at that period of time when the user was browsing our website and our products as well. Because during the day they could differ very much. Then we also need to get the relevant data about sales. And sales data from Google Analytics is not enough, because, for example, user can purchase some product and then he will make a cancellation. And it is not possible to reprocess data in J. And that's why data will be not relevant in the report. So that's why we need to synchronize, to sync the sales data with the ERP system and to get everything in one place. We use for example, the logic will be the following if to visualize this process. So first, so I will represent the product views as orange circles, sales as blue circles. So we have a user who is browsing the website. He visits several products. Some of them he purchases, and then for every product we need to get the difference with the same product on the competitor's website. So we'll have the following picture, and we can see that if for some product prices are significantly higher at one of the competitors' website or on several, then a user is more likely to purchase product at our current website. So we see that there is a clear correlation between these numbers and pricing. And in the end, we like to make the further analysis. We need to get the data in the following structure. So we need to get the timestamp, which is a Unix time identifier for every click, for everything that has been done on the website or on the timestamp when we get the competitor price. Then we need to get the unique client ID of our visitor. This is the parameter that is set by Google Analytics. It is stored in the cookie, and to get it available, we need to store it in separate custom dimension if we export data from J, or we can parse it directly to the data source where we plan to store it. Then this is the SKU, unique identifier of our product, price on our website, action that was done with this particular product, either view or purchase, and each column represents a separate competitor price, which we were able to collect for this product set. So if to visualize the structure, it will like the process of collecting data, it will look the following. So we need to use Google Analytics We provide example on J as it's the most popular tool on the market. Then we have, for example, our own service to send it to Google BigQuery, which is a tool to combine all the data, to store it and process it really quickly. And real advantage of this is that it can work with big data in just in a few seconds. And we can create any kind of data structure that we need. You can use either this tool for real-time data collection in BigQuery, or if you're a user of Google Analytics 360, then there is a standard integration available, and data is being exported on a regular basis from GA to BigQuery. Then we, using Competera, we need to collect competitors' prices, and this is a separate pipeline to BigQuery. And then all this data we combine in BigQuery, and to get the table structure that I was showing on the previous slide. Then we need to import the relevant and 100% correct revenue data from our CRM or ERP. And then after we do all the calculations, they could be visualized. For example, in some third-party tool like Google Sheets or Tableau or ClickView or whatever tool you use for dashboards. Or there is also some analytical capabilities in the product that I will present a little bit later. There are some limitations of jQuery with 3 API. Who would probably thought that it could be also done using just J. I need to list some of them. So first, data needs to be aggregated and combined with specific metrics. This is how J logic works. So you cannot just export the raw data. It should be grouped around some metric or dimension. This dimension could be, for example, hit ID, which needs to be, which is not a standard metric of J. So you need to make additional setup. There is no option to get real-time data. Some events and pages you can see in real time, but it is not something that you could use to get the needed data structure. And it is not possible to unload data on the deeper level. For example, and even if you make a custom setup that I was talking about, and you will be collecting the hit ID in a separate dimension, and if you break down data in the request by this parameter, then you will get sample data, which means that data and numbers that you will get, they will be calculated just on a particular share of all the data that you have, which in our case is not it's not possible to analyze because you will get the wrong numbers. Yeah, there are also some limitations of alternative competitor data source, which Nick will talk about.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We have an image of how the data should be structured and transferred between some environments that we have internally, and how to generate some insight from it. And I would like to drill down to a source of a competitive data itself, and why is it that important to make sure that you're getting a proper competitive data. The first thing, what am I going to compare right now is the alternative source of getting competitive data, like what usually can be used by retailers who are looking to come up with this in-house, and some third-party vendors, professionals and experts in competitive pricing, data mining, and delivery. Basically, the first point of using the alternative source of getting the competitive data is that most of alternative sources of getting it are lacking of the timestamp for each competitive data point. For example, if to take prices from open source price comparison websites, there is no evidence of a price actuality. As a result, we cannot fully rely on this data in our pricing decisions, and direct competitor website scraping with data timestamps makes your pricing decisions far more informed. Are we still on the presentation?
Yep.
Direct competitor website scraping. Okay. The second point, it is impossible to control data integrity with an alternative source of the data, competitive data. What is meant by data integrity? If to refer to price comparison websites, we are not confident about whether the item is not available at all or it is out of stock. Basically, it is two different product availability events, and therefore it is better to treat them differently because you can generate different kind of insights with the help of out of stock events and not available items at all events. With competitive pricing vendor, you can get the extensive and dynamic snapshots of your product's intersection with competitors. The third point is that we do not have, like, most likely we're not going to have a historical data available if we are making some data crawls from price comparison websites. And what does it mean? It means that we are not going to be able to build our market price index to see how we're compared with the competitors during a certain timeline. And also, there is no way to measure price elasticity and many more. The fourth point is that from when you're in-house, you do not have a data quality guarantee, and literally you're bothering with the checking whether the data that you're collecting is valid, because it is your it is your profit, and you need to make informed decisions. And with the help of third-party solutions on competitive pricing intelligence, you're able to get a service quality and data quality guarantee, which is also very important when you're getting competitive pricing data, and more importantly, when you're utilizing it in your complex, sophisticated algorithms. And the last but not least, product matches with your competitors. It is very important to know how your assortment is intersecting with your competitors. And with the alternative sources, it is quite possible to build this, to have this image. However, it requires a regular maintenance in order to keep up with the competitors' assortment. And if, for example, we're having new products that are entering the market, and we know that prices for new products are frequently fluctuating within first 1 or 2 weeks. And if you map these products with your competitors at an initial stage of selling these products, you will have a certain advantage over them in terms of knowing their prices for these particular products, and you will be able to fine-tune your pricing strategy for this particular product group. This is not the full list of all advantages. However, I tried to talk about the most important ones. Okay, Andrey.
Thanks, Nick. So let's run through some interesting example of reports and graphs that we can create having this data. So let's see on the dependence of the conversion rate and so how it depends on the price deviation. So it is obvious that if we have the higher price than our competitors, then we'll have lower sales. And if we have for particular products the price is lower than the market, then we of course will have the bigger sales volume for that product. But for the thing is that, for example, if for some categories of products there is no such difference between whether to decrease the price by 15% or by 10%. And knowing this, we can save 5% margin for our business. And some of the categories might be less sensitive to the price. And without running these calculations and making these charts, comparing these categories with the same categories on the of the competitors, we cannot answer these questions. So let's move forward and let's see how our price is different from competitors' ones. And as I said, there are several tools to visualize the data. So let's do it in one of the tools. So this is the interface of OWOX BI service, which allows to answer many questions to your data in the human language, just like this. So you don't need to write an SQL query. You can just write the question how you would ask this from the data guide that you have in your company. And let's see what we got here. So we have SKUs, we have product names, we have category, we have prices, and we have conversion rate and the difference of this product price with the competitor ones. So for example, we can apply a color scale to see which products have higher conversion rate and what is the deviation of price with the competitors is. And so we see that, let's correct it a little bit like this. So for example, we see that when we have when the price is lower than the market and is lower than the price that our competitors set, we have a higher conversion rate for some product. So we can then sort this data by the visitor's interest towards this product, not just by sales. So let's do it. Yeah, and we can see how the most popular products perform, and yeah, we can segment this data anyhow we want. Then there are some more interesting questions that we could answer with the data. Yeah, for example, we want to understand our product assortment distributions by the deviation from competitors' price. So as we see on the chart that the most of our product assortment is in the market. This is the vertical line, which is 0 when we are in the market, and the rest of our assortment is either has higher price than the market does or lower price. Let's compare it with the user's interest. So we can see on this chart that products that have lower price than the market, they are more interested for our audience. So the users who visit our website, they spend more time on clicking and comparing those products and visiting the product pages. And this is explained by the fact that often in the we attract users by showing them some discounted options. We also use these discounted products in the in promotional emails, and people, they try to search for some discount. And let's see on some other comparison. For example, if we see if you look at purchases, so we see that the correlation between users is really strong. Between users' interest is really strong, and users, they often not only look at those products, they also buy them. And if we compare this to the gross margin, we see that the line is shifted a little bit right, and it means that we get higher margin on those products that we maintain like the price in the market or higher than the market. And even if we sell products at lower prices, it means that the gross margin goes down. Then there are several questions, and I will pass the word to Nick.
Thanks, Andrey. After this exciting visualization of how our products are, how different factors influence on how our products are positioned, now we again are drilling down to a level of competitor pricing. There is a online retailer which we partner up with. It came to us and asked 3 simple questions. First one: is that true that all our prices are in the market? And by saying all prices, we mean the whole inventory. This is a competitive pricing, like on the graph, you see the competitive pricing position in snapshot of a real online retailer, and as a result, the answer was not really, unfortunately. 53% of them are more expensive than the market, at least by 2%. So this is the image that we got from snapshotting the competitor prices for the whole inventory. The second question: is that true that products that we have in stock beat the market pricing? Unfortunately not. 39% of these products are out of the market by more than 10%. And the third question was like, we must have the best prices on promoted items for sure. And as the result, after we made the snapshot, 46% of them were more expensive than the market. And to make a conclusion from this snapshotting, of course, it was a good call to action for this particular client, and they are on the right way right now on fine-tuning their pricing strategy and getting into the market a bit. And we need to pay special attention to promoted products we're delivering to a market across our marketing channels, which require a huge investment. And since you're losing sales and your marketing budget on promoted products, which are out of the market. So basically, if we pay attention to this, we will maintain and strengthen our market pricing image to be more attractive for our clients, and reconsider some marketing budgets to utilize them in a more effective, efficient manner. Andrey?
Yeah, thanks. Let's look at some more interesting charts. For example, of course, you would like to understand what marketing campaigns bring you the most loyal customers, which like don't care, who don't care too much about getting the lowest price possible. They know that you're good at delivery. They know that you're good at quality, and they want that product. So here we see the share of all the products that were sold at a particular price. Green means that the product in this that was sold by after a visited website from this campaign, it was sold at the same price, so it was in the market. And to the right, there are the products that were sold at the higher price than the market suggests, and vice versa. If we see at the left, at the blue bars. So, and if we compare, for example, campaign number 8, we can see that the most sales generated with the products that were lower, which prices were lower than the market. And we see that campaign number 9 brings us really loyal customers, and they are ready to buy products even if the price is higher than the market. So in this way, you know, like which campaigns at which traffic source like is better to attract customers that could be more loyal, and which campaign generate sales with the low margin for a business. This also could be broken down by categories. So, for example, we could see that again. So let's compare, for example, smartphones, and we see that like more sales are generated by products that have on average the same market price. And if to compare with headphones is more sensitive, is a more price sensitive category, and for customers that purchase headphones from your website, is more important that price will be as low as possible comparing to your competitors. Yeah, this is an interesting chart where you can see the price sensitivity broken down by category, and we see like some kind of reflection from what we've seen previously on the other slide. So here we see that, for example, we can sell fridges. So even if we decrease prices for fridges a little bit, or if the prices will go up, then the sales can significantly change. And if we do this with pricing for smartphones, which is not very price sensitive category, like the effect will be not so strong. So it means that for such kind of categories like smartphones, TVs, and of course for several types of business, the picture will look completely differently. We can be more flexible in our pricing, and we can like experiment more. And there are some categories like tablets, for example, that we need to be sure we are really in the market with our prices. Yeah, and on this chart, yeah, you can see that this is how how users compare us with the other competitors. For example, so you don't see the name of the competitor, but you see how price of this competitor differ from your own prices. Yeah, and you can see that for example, for laptops, you are competing with the competitors number 1 and 2. For major appliances, the set of competitors is a little bit different. This is 4, 5, 6, and 2, and the level of competitiveness is different by each category. Yeah, probably Nick wants to add something on this slide.
So you can turn the next slide, and I will resume the topic that we've been talking about right now, the influence of our competitors on our sales. It is quite significant, and at the same time not very easy task to come up with the competitors who are really affecting your sales, and they are going to be your direct key competitors who are you going to struggle for a customers in the market. And usually competitors are broken down by categories, and the following thing, which is called price index, available in Competera. This is kind of a way of competitive data layout to determine a price positioning against competition for the selected group of products in the timeline. Here we can track how good we're sticking to our pricing strategy at any moment of time and how our prices correlate with competitors. On this particular example of this price index snapshot that we have in here, we see that our prices are constantly 100%, and we have a competitor's price index, which is changing depending upon how do we make some major changes in our online pricing right now. And under the graph, we also can see how many products are matched, and we build this correlation strictly on the products that are directly matched with the competition. And on this particular example, we can see that our prices were pretty much lower than the competitor, and we could sell more, maintaining the same conversion rate and having the more profit. So we're not more expensive right now. However, we raised our prices a little bit, and now we're getting a bit cheaper than them. However, it doesn't affect our conversion rate, and we're just making more money on that. The next example is a little bit different situation that we may come across in the comparison of our prices with competitors and how we can dynamically change it within a certain timeline. So basically, we were more expensive than the market, and of course, we were losing some sales due to our high prices. And we know who is our key competitor or the group of key competitors. And we started a campaign of decreasing the prices for our top items or a selected group of items that we would like to track in here in order to feed the market. And at the end, we have a visualization of that we achieved this goal. So this is quite exciting instrument for tracking down your pricing strategy and make sure that you're keeping up with your KPIs, especially for category managers and top management who's tracking the efficiency of category managers. And the last slide that last thing that I wanted to highlight in here is that we also can complement this price index thing with the any kind of a data. Right now we see that we uploaded our sales into it, and we can track down some correlation when we are getting lower than the market and our sales are increasing. And with the help of this correlation, we can basically control our and forecast our sales dependent upon the competitor prices. We also can upload not only sales, but some another indicative attribute for us, like the stock level or any other useful attribute. So the main goal is to keep up with the pricing strategy and meet goals and KPIs of a category management and for the whole inventory and all. So this is the way just to make a tip to your toolkit and visualization of how you're positioned in the market. Okay, Andrey?
Yeah, thanks. So as you have seen, there are many ways you can understand the impact of competitors' prices on your website project KPIs. and this is the one of the most crucial things that impact like your sales revenue. So we were happy to share some knowledge with you. We hope that it was useful, and I would like to mention that all the materials and the presentation will be sent to you after the webinar. I would like to also invite you to our next webinar, which will be about combining data from your website, CRM, ERP, and other systems. It will be a joint webinar with data virtuality. I would also mention that first three people who set up the Competera pipeline to GBQ via OWOX BI will get 50% discount for first 3 months of usage. And yeah, first 3 webinar trainees who will fill out the request form of Competera will get a 30-day free trial for working with Competera.
Yes, that's right. And the last thing that I would like to share with you, so basically this is the time for advertising right now. We have recently released an ebook about agile pricing. And we are working with the many online retailers who have quite sophisticated rule-based pricing algorithms, and we've been gathering this information for a certain period of time, nurturing it, and now we're happy to share it with you. It is absolutely for free. You have a link to this presentation, and you will be able to download this ebook for free. I will be glad to discuss your feedback right after you get acquainted with this kind of content, and hopefully you will find some useful things for you to maybe share with your colleagues, implement in your daily pricing routine or something. Okay, so this is it. Thank you very much for taking your time joining us today. And don't forget about 3 opportunities, 3 first registered users who are going to get a 30-day free trial of Competera product. And all the questions that are that we're getting to here will be addressed in a like shortly. This is it. Thanks for your time. Thanks, Andrey. Thanks, OWOX.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. Thank you, guys. We still have some space, some time for questions. So if you come up with some questions, please ask them in the in our chat. Yeah. Okay, Nick. I have a small question to you. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. What are the most popular categories that besides maybe let's say electronics and some gadgets that that your clients are browsing that they would like to compare with their competitors?
We are. This is like a very good question, and basically, it is there are certain set of categories that we feel very comfortable working with, especially in terms of product mapping with the competitors. So as we named, consumer electronics, appliances, phones, tablets, we can also consider all the branded products that have unique IDs in order to track them down, or certain product name in order to have a in order to establish a product matching. So basically, if we're talking about categories, it can be pet supplies, consumer automotive, sex shops. Like it is very important to understand that some data cannot be useful for like this competitive data cannot be useful for fashion industry because they're not pretty much interested in URL to URL product mapping with their competitors because they have a lot of private branded products and they usually track down the competition based on a category level and the level on the average level of prices. So basically, this is it. I hope that it answers your question.
Yeah, thanks. Hope that we also covered a bit of the probably unasked questions from the audience. Yeah, I would also like to mention that as we work with the many companies that work in e-commerce field, they are like this is something they like probably didn't think about that it is possible to analyze, and they are really like they really appreciate the opportunity to be able to compare their prices with the competitors' prices level. Yeah, and yeah, this is something really valuable for them. So, and as I said, that we have a possibility to combine many different traffic sources. I mean, the data sources in OWOX BI that I was showing, and yeah, and it is really easy to set up Competera pipeline. So try it out. Okay, so thank you very much for visiting us today. We look forward to welcome you on our next event. Yeah, so if you have any questions, please ask them by the email. And as we said, all the information and video will be available to you after the webinar. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Send your questions. Send your concerns. We're open for a discussion, and I will be glad to personally address all the questions that we're going to receive to email box that you have in there. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.